do you got looking at these comps?
Right?
What do
Nothing
you like?
really changes from both of these teams so far. The Astra came out of the rotation. Now back the Omen in there. Kusta playing it as well. So you
The difference is
like
the
fact that
Sage
Genji,
Sky. That's it.
not
Right?
only have
Yeah.
they went into double initiator, but you also see a deeper.
I don't know, actually.
A lot of these players right now for this Genji sign.
To me, all this shows is one team's better at defending and one team's better at attacking. Just off those one character swap.
True.
And if I feel like if you're on, I feel like if you play as Sky on defense, as long as you're not an anchor, I think you're good. Because then you could really play retakes with the flashes. I feel like that's very important to position your agents that way.
But with the new updates, with like the lack of animation on Sky, I've seen so many battle
True,
Skies.
true.
Especially at like B long.
That's true.
By Garden, it's crazy how quick that they can pop that shit.
Maybe Mar focusing on his side of the map can definitely help a lot into the chemistry of the team as well.
Yeah, it was like I think Sky got buffed more than a nerf.
Envy are looking to qualify into this one, and Genji is looking to move this to a third map. And look how we're.
How much is their dog?
Aggressively for Envy on his mid side to start.
Is it 200 or 250?
I don't know, Envy, the confidence to do this. There's a massive counter flash coming out and a return fire.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh
Around
my
the
God.
corner, burst fire and shots coming out, but it's not good enough.
Finesse.
The Viper going down.
Stop.
Goes for the heal, but can't let it finish. The flash goes over his head.
Oh
Right
no.
on the money with the
Bro,
burst fire.
don't buy a frenzy. This gun is trash.
Envy finally
It is
wins the first
trash.
round after winning
No,
every
Mike.
110.
It is such
I've
a-
seen Froze do dirty stuff with that.
Yeah, well,
For me,
I
it's
think
trash.
I think he's just trashed with it. It's a great gun.
So this is a great start on their
that's a good
side.
ghost spot right there. Little one taps.
Utility on both ends that it just ends up being Genji on top of it, right? Because we saw the paint shells. That
Come
were
on
thrown
in,
from,
Hiko.
Victor before he died.
The more the merrier, really.
Yeah, true.
Spencer's here?
True.
He's in Mike's chat. The more the merrier. Come on in, we'll drag you in.
The right click's pulse range was more in favor of Genji than it was for Envy.
Oh, they're about
Some
to.
showers retake.
Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna fucking bang him.
Okay. I guess we're going early.
Good for at least one on each side.
Oh,
They're still
nice
trying to
shot.
rush on right now,
Oh.
and now Envy takes the upper hand.
That's pretty big.
Where did that kill just happen? Oh,
Damage
shit.
being dealt. Snake bite, but he goes right on through.
Ooh.
Not sure I like that play, as that's
This got expensive.
brutal amount of damage to
Yeah.
kind of just
The
go
Viper
up.
fight was literally the round. If FNS wins that, it's over.
Yeah.
Distance is the name of the game.
All right,
This
he's
nature
here.
wants nothing to do with that close range fight.
Hiko.
Good
Answer.
Second round coming in from Envy despite the round loss, doing pretty heavy damage to Genji.
You guys fucking owned Spencer.
Oh yeah.
It definitely did hurt a lot.
It was just too
right?
easy
So
watching.
at least
Like,
they
it was
have a
too
round
easy.
for Genji. There's still
Thank
gonna
you.
be some
Feels
economy
good,
coming
man.
in on their
Feels
side
good.
too. But Envy is gonna try to come in right now with
Got the
a full
boys in
full
here
round,
today.
and
Everyone's writing you guys off, and I went to you guys' match page, and you guys had like no losses.
three sheriffs right now
Fuck
and
is
two
everyone
Spectres,
smoking?
So you're expecting for them to work together as a group right now.
But
So
there are a lot of
Sean's still gonna
cracked young
continue to play
teams.
this
I'm not
shower
gonna
side
lie.
just to keep the
If you
defenders
guys
busy,
would have
like I
played
mentioned
some of
before,
those
on that A side.
like
But
NSG
now having that
teams,
second
probably would have been a
initiator
bit scared.
to try to throw that recon dart and out
Holy-
Okay, Sean.
Look, man, those guys are insane.
I
Do you guys scrim against like a lot of those teams, like Pioneers and stuff?
The confident play to keep
Yeah,
going
for some
after
reason our practice quality is kind of weird lately. We don't play many tier 1 teams in scrims. I don't know why.
Hmm.
As it's a 2-2 trade.
But
Drone gets flashed and naded.
some of those teams are
Fractions
kinda
can't really
cracked.
see much
Crazy.
nor do much with it. And they'll go ahead and grab orb control as
How's this match been going? I've been kind of AFK.
Well, we caught the tail end of the first map, so we don't really even know. To be honest.
Can't tell if he got hit by it. FNS
Did you guys watch the Sentinels game?
not a bullet,
Yeah.
but a large gelatinous orb.
That was a
XZ
banger of a
is
match.
XZ
Sight
is
control, at least to a certain degree.
looking pretty good. They're looking pretty good.
Fight towards Elbow.
To be fair, their individual plays were kind of nuts. I feel like I saw so many BTJ 4Ks, and then pure 3 to 4Ks as well. They just had individually they're owning.
I mean, you'd expect in a scrappy match, though, that Sentinels would come out on top, right?
Yeah, but Sentinels was playing so weird. There's so many moments where they weren't supporting one another. They're just fighting by themselves. I thought it was just super odd.
Ghost Showers decides to go short.
So the few times we scrimmed them before this, it seemed like they were just running the same exact strats that they ran in Iceland. So I don't know.
They have no choice but to go for the plant. And Crashies knows it, wants to get in there quick, try and neutralize the planter. Doesn't get there fast enough, but look at the damage currently. The HP is so low. Shock dart, no, it's a recon dart coming out around the corner. That'll give you
Oh my god. Just so confident.
Angle, moving back towards short, but can't fool Crashies. He comes up big with the clutch, and it's the first round on the scoreboard for Envy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like they could, for Envy, they could let the spike go down and then play the retake and wait for that recon to come back for Crashies. But the fact that Mummy was already committed towards the APC is not a bad play either.
Were you watching our match, Rod?
Yeah.
Did you see that round where they just didn't defuse the bomb?
That I actually wasn't. I was in my ranked match, and everyone was clipping it. I didn't see it. I didn't even watch the clip either. I've just been watching these matches. I don't want to. I feel dirty watching it. I don't want to like.
Nitro won a 1v5, and he died and still won the round, and they had plenty of time to defuse.
But now you have the Viper set up here on the A side. Look how that wall.
It was the sign of a good team.
Yeah, I think that meant like their leadership and their players are top tier, because that means like they were already planning for the next round. The leader was already calling whatever the next round's going to be, and everyone was so listening intently and just like so focused that they kind of forgot about the round at hand. So I think that's a good sign.
Oopsie, didn't defuse.
Yeah, I think it was a good sign.
Hey, we've all been there before.
Yeah.
Trying to listen to Sean call something on the fly and
fall asleep.
just sitting there.
Oh shit! The bomb! The bomb!
Just literally just Hearthstone on my iPad mid-match, like.
Mummy's gonna get two, go for the heal as well. Recon dart will give away the position of a player backside if they peek past that smoke, but it's not gonna happen. So now there's one trapped inside HIKO. The shock dart will go out, but it's
You think KO's gonna
to
change
lose the duel against Sean.
the meta a little bit in these next tournament?
Absolutely. I think the teams that don't make it through this weekend are at a big disadvantage. They're not going to have a lot of time to practice, especially if KO's like pure meta. Like, they're going to be behind.
Well, because the people that don't make it here are going to go into the round of 128 like quickly, right?
Yeah. Well, wait. No.
No?
The next open, there's a week off, and then the next open, and then the next. So these teams have like 3 weeks to wait, 2 weeks to wait. But we were trying to. That's why our practice has been bad, Sean, is because a lot of teams didn't want to play without KO. So it's like.
Oh, I see.
It's like a weird phase where like he's available to pick. But
Yeah.
You both teams agree like, hey, we can't pick him.
Yeah, and then teams are like, well, we can't play with KO. Okay, well, we're not going to scrim against you because there's no point.
Because we're not in this tournament anymore.
Right.
So, like, what the fuck is the point of that?
Playing slow on this one way. I don't think that's any idea. FNS is here, and FNS just plays that one.
Yeah, that's why I don't like how long the characters are banned for. I feel like they got to do a better job timing these characters' launches.
Like, they should launch them theoretically like right after a tournament, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's perfect time. Enough time, and everything will be good.
Nice shot coming out from Sean.
Now it's like there's 2 qualifiers. One you can use them, one you can't, and it just makes things weird.
Inside the poison, but it didn't matter. It's a shot straight to the skull.
It's the pay to
I want to see some breeze, man. Where the breeze at?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on, Spencer? Why is no team? Why are no teams playing it?
Envy vetoed it against us. What can I say?
Scared.
They could try to go
Big
for this
scared.
ult or go for the
Vetoing a CS map against CS players. Who would have thought?
towards the A site and go for the plant. It's
I
just
want
Mummy
also
that's
running
gonna
on
have to
getting
be the first
48
one to
frags
find
again.
out.
God, I love Breeze,
That's
man.
Mummy,
It's so
that's a big
sick.
forward from to win that after.
Wait, if
Austin
Skins
got so many
effectively
rope kills in one game that I honestly think he might have single-handedly get that nerf to come in. Thank God. It's about time. We needed something like that to happen.
Listen, I just hashtagged my year 1 stats and they're actually not too bad.
Hey, I'll
so,
take it. I'll go in the
so sit
backpack
down,
for a
Mark.
game. It's fine. No complaints
I
there.
think we're at a similar play level, if I remember correctly.
What if being on a rope forced you in a direction?
I
to look. Wouldn't that be weird?
Like lock.
Like you know how like you know kind of like a ladder. You know how you go up it sideways to go faster and shit.
Yeah.
What if it was kind of like that? So if you're going, you know, forward on the ladder, you're gonna be looking straight.
Or
A
they
rope,
just make it
rather.
so you can't shoot on the ladder. Like you can't use abilities on the ladder, so
Why shoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that wouldn't be terrible.
What are we supposed to believe, that the like agent ties it to like their back or something? Because both hands are on the gun. So like, what's going on?
There's a grapple. You didn't know?
Magnets.
I think. Yeah, I just think it's weird that you can shoot, but you can't use abilities. Like if you're gonna be able to shoot, you might as well be able to use abilities. Or
It's true,
Yeah.
actually.
Unfortunate is Sean is the player that could heal Game On if the damage was the other direction. Now they did take a port early on. That was just to dodge what was coming that direction. They actually ran all the way back around and moved back in towards HIKO. A lot of flashes coming out currently. Game On all the way up to the window.
30 seconds left.
Everything disabled on the ropes besides shock darts. What do you think?
I'm fine with that. Yeah. Hell yeah.
You shocked the fuck out of people pushing you in C long today. That's all I know. 1-on-2.
I feel like some people just use their shocks for post point or like killing trips and not
know,
using
right?
shocks on entries. Like I'm doing like 300-400 damage with shocks and it's just chip damage, but it's a lot of damage.
Now, obviously, Mikhail is not in a great spot given that both players are out here, but he actually had an isolating.
I feel like it's pretty easy to avoid. Like it's pretty easy to avoid like post plant, and like it's so hard to time too. Like easy to avoid and hard to time when you're saving it for that always.
Well, I mean, a lot of teams keep track of it too. Like they know you have your shocks still. They tap and then they're like, all right, oh, there's the shocks. Now we can plan for free.
Could have worked, but it's just that recon dart that came out and pulsed him twice. So while the aim was shaky, he had to
But not everyone has perfect, you know, geometry. So.
That's true.
He knew that,
What?
you know, that
What
the window of
animal
opportunity to try to escape back towards low
is
B,
Sky's
is
the thing that's
closing
not the
quite fast.
flashes, Spencer?
So
What's
with
the
that,
animal?
It's a doggy style.
that's an error again for
It's a
Genji,
dog,
like
yeah,
we see in the first
exactly.
half of Haven,
People
where
are trying to
they buy
fucking
them
fake
down,
news
they
me
go
and
back
tell
to
me it's a
Nico, they had to
tiger.
go back to
What?
They had to find a way to
It's a dog.
A tiger.
But it's gonna be very difficult
I
right now
think the
with
name is
Benjamin.
literally
Although still
Tasmanian tiger, but
you now have
It's
double
still a
shot.
dog.
I
Outdrone and
refuse to
also
call it a
counter here.
tiger. I
And
refuse.
allow, even with
Me
GMB
too.
on top of that, to go for a satchel
Yeah, but a
charge.
Tasmanian tiger is just a dog. Look it up.
Thing is for Envy, they actually
I'm
have
fact
three
checking.
players
I'm
who
giving it
can
a
I'm,
quick
do
I'm
goog.
gonna, yeah, I'm gonna
Give
fucking,
it a quick
yeah,
goog, Sean.
I'm not gonna let that slide. I hope you.
This will be incredibly difficult
Wait,
as they go for a paranoia.
he's kind of right.
It actually
Not really much
technically
they can do.
is.
And look at the back
Yo.
end of the play. We see the flank
He's
coming
kinda
from
right.
Victor. He'll catch Game On while he's still waiting for his
What the
team
fuck? How
to
did you know
recover.
this, Mike?
The ult
I've been to Tasmania before.
Nice nade coming out as well. They're gonna flush entirely into Victor, who's now found three.
Are you
kills
capping
in the
right
first
now?
mag.
What? This is a
Wasn't prepared for
dog.
the target that was around the corner. Sean goes the opposite direction. Decides to go through Wishbone. You see the ping was already called out by Crash. He knew that Sean was coming from that direction.
Everyone's minds are just like blown. Like what
How
the
the fuck
fuck?
did you know that?
Pretty aggressively there on the attempt to take short control.
Yeah, and you saw the
Mike just watching Animal Planet all night.
It's Canadian education, Sean. You wouldn't get it.
But they couldn't find FNS. And
You're
only
not
that,
Canadian,
when
Spencer.
You have the paranoia to
Yeah, but he is.
Tusta, you're hoping to catch somebody in there.
Now Sean's real confused. He just forgot.
Yeah, wait, what? Sean?
You're
Are you
not supposed to
okay?
rail on our education system, dude.
If you can't rag on yourself, you don't deserve to rag on anybody else, Sean. You should know this.
No, that is not the philosophy that we had on our team.
Yeah, it's because you just have a mind of a child. You remember that?
Aggressive short control for Envy. But there's the ult coming out. The rocket goes a long range.
I can't wait to see KO, man. I'm so excited to see how people play around him and with him.
So it doesn't result in a
Have
feel
you been
like-
playing ranked?
on the target playing
I play him all the time. I think he's awesome.
5-on-5.
I literally feel like I'm playing CS, like I'm pop flashing for my team and shit. It feels so natural, you know?
Everything in their firepower to prevent Envy from getting back on the site. You've got Kimon playing close to the exit. There's a Viper.
I feel like he needs to get nerfed. And I wonder if they will nerf him before he's allowed to be played in.
Oh, well, what do you think is too strong?
It's all way too strong. I don't think he should get stim pack and ability to res, and he AoE silences. I think it's too much.
It is a lot.
Yeah, I feel like they don't need that Reyna over that stim shit. Like, that's not needed.
No, I agree totally. Like, that's so overkill. It's like, what? Why does he get that too?
I'm just surprised that not.
It's like, we know he's gonna run in at you, but he also can shoot faster than you too. It's like, oh, okay.
Just
well.
trying to flush out of where they can hit nature. Like those shots where you hear that right after, I'm not sure.
I could see them maybe nerfing the range of his silence too.
They heard.
Yeah,
or maybe
45 meters radius is so big, dude.
I also think that what they could do is instead of telling you exactly who gets silenced, so you know, maybe they just give you a number instead of like 2 silence instead of like, oh, Sova and Killjoy are here, you know.
Especially with Phantoms could have.
That could be still good, but you just don't get full info.
Yeah, because like when it's a 1vx or 1v2 and you silence 2, you know which 2 you're silencing, or if it's 1, you know which 1 you're silencing. You don't need the actual indication. It's just early round when you know what agents are there. If you read a team well and you watch how they play, you know the strat just based off of one dagger.
Yeah, I mean in comp it doesn't matter. It's people are doing whatever, but you know a lot of these teams, you know, oh, we know if Killjoy is B, then they're doing this play.
Yeah.
Well, you can just arrow it or dagger it, and there you go.
But Gimon is closer than anticipated, and the dodgeball game ends early. 5-on-3. Envy with heavy round.
I can't believe people are still picking Omen, man. I feel like I don't like Omen. I don't think he's good.
Too much to work with right now. I mean,
dude, as someone that plays a lot of Omen, I agree. I actually think that there's more dynamic choices right now. And it's not because I think Omen is bad. I just think so many people played him for so long that all the counters to his kit are known. Like, every time you get Omen blind, you have a good idea of like how to deal with it. And back in the day, people just had no idea what to do when they got paranoid.
I disagree actually with both of you.
You think so?
Wow.
I don't know.
I think that Omen plays as an anchor and Brim can't anchor like Omen can.
Ooh.
And not being able to anchor, who's going to anchor if it's not going to be your Omen? You're going to have a duelist anchor? Nah. Sova can't really anchor very well either. Sova needs like another agent with him.
The shot comes through from Ruska, but it's not where it needs to be as
hard to say.
I mean, Astra. You don't even think Astra's better than an Omen?
I think Astra's good. Astra has like niche spots where she's probably better, like, and execute the stuff, but with the nerf, like the pre-suck that you can't really do anymore, I don't really like Astra anymore.
And why are you saying that you can't anchor as a Brim? Just because you don't have the smoke range?
You don't have the smoke range, you get less smokes overall. You don't have a flash, like you have a molly, but people, like, if they dash at you, that molly does nothing. If you get flash,
it breaks the hit up. So like, say you're dealing with like a bind hit and you molly showers, you know for a fact no one's coming out of showers till that molly is gone.
And also that ult is just way more useful than his shitty TP.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Brim is pretty dope, and Astra's super good too.
And you get stims? That's also insane.
I will say this though, dude, Omen will be sick as fuck when KO is in the game, because when you take someone's abilities away and then you can paranoia them through the wall, that combo is fucking filthy. Like, that is so dirty. Imagine, I always say, like, imagine the Ascent A main push, where like you can knife the wall as KO, like from Catwalk, and then you can paranoia through the wall. Right now, the only counter to the Omen paranoia coming through the wall is someone like jumping around the corner, or a jet smoke hitting the ground, or some like instant cast ability to save your life. But if you can't cast an ability and you're just stuck, like, I think the combo of KO and Omen is pretty decent compared to the other ones.
I mean, to me, a lot of meta. What is Viper considered? Initiator or controller? Is it controller?
Controller, I think, right?
I can tell you from experience that teams that only run one controller, like if they run only Viper or they run only, you know, Omen, I feel like it's way easier to play against them than teams that run double controller. And we find ourselves a lot of times looking like they have Viper, they have no other smokes. It seems way easier to play against them than a team that has a smoker with Viper. I don't know how KO is going to change that, but I definitely think that with Viper you need a second controller.
Dude, I was watching your guys' Icebox today and I was complimenting that. I was like, I love the fact that you guys have an Omen with the Viper on Icebox because so many teams don't have that and their hits are so telegraphed.
It's so easy. It's actually just so easy.
Imagine a Brim instead of an Omen.
Yeah, I mean, you get like the V1 in Iceland thing where you just have so many mollies for post plant with Viper and shocks and everything. I feel like Stim is criminally underrated too. I feel like Stim Beacon is actually kind of cracked.
Spamming down Mikhail, and at that point they're gonna go ahead and stick the spike. They try at least. They're gonna have to pull off and go halfway.
Just ran around that corner spraying.
In front of the spike. And it's another round on the board. Envy just continues to pile them on. That's round number 11. When we take a look at the timeline here between rounds, we'll get to see just how this half is shaped up. Gen G won the pistol in the second round. They've only won one round since then, and it was on the Viper ult on B. Yeah. So like Nature had to get a 3K and ult B in order for them to take a round.
Definitely, and this is, I guess, at some point familiar territory for Gen G, having a fight from behind again, but also a team that's able to make that comeback. But so far, it seems to be pretty dominant for Envy on the defender side first. Gen G, once they take it, can they do something with it?
I like these comps, actually.
Because this type of way to try
like your only duelist is Raze.
I talked about the triple push from Envy. They do it now. So they have
on this map. I mean, like I feel like
a lot to pull out of the
you don't really need a Jet or a Reyna.
But it still surmounts to a 5 versus 5. At least we have information on both ends.
Tens, I feel like Yoru, not necessarily Tens, but I feel like Yoru is actually kind of sick on this map. But I know you're probably just cheesing right now, Shroudy. But
I mean, he's still missing something. Missing something with those footies. Something.
I don't feel like a duelist should have to run around the map and place your fucking abilities at the start of the round. Like, you shouldn't have to plan where the boombot's going in hookah, put a footy there, and then put one by the TP. That's not like a duelist activity. He should have, like, the ability to place that shit wherever he wants in freestyle, I think.
Could be a problem. There's a nade coming out. The ult gets
is that really
so
your reason why you don't think Yoru's good though?
It's hard to make
you're almost like playing Cypher sometimes.
I mean, on Bind,
weird.
His value is insane because there's so many raises that play Bind and his footsteps break the boombot, and the boombot is so vital to taking map control on the attack side. So like if you had the ability to do that, his footsteps would feel so fucking powerful. Like if you had the ability to just place them in areas, and then
you just have like a Brim iPad that you just can drop anywhere on the map. That sounds crazy.
You could do something like that. It would feel insane, and then you could also send them through the TP, which sounds like a real person. Like, it would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new total support pouch from Haynes can help you achieve balance. Vista mesh panels for perfect separation and support. Secure. Separated. Supported. Find your balance with the new total support pouch from Haynes. So secure. I often forget I'm wearing underwear. I still am.
You're like my best friend.
Yeah. Like if there's nobody, like they literally have no idea. You can get a pick, and then he's TPing. All of a sudden, he's literal as out of the map.
They're trying to move past the
yeah, he's insanely solid on Breeze.
as they run through. Another wall is up. Sean
I think
on
too,
site
since he
getting
kind of
shot from
counters
both
Ray's Boombot,
angles.
like you said.
Envy gains site
That's
control.
since everybody
They're
plays
gonna go ahead and
Rays on this
oh,
map, it
they're
seems. It's
trying
kind of nice.
so hard as Mummy is taking shots to the posterior. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
the only
gonna
problem
do
with him
enough
on
damage to
Breeze
stop
is
him
like
from planting this
there's
Well,
from
nice
what I've
shot
seen,
guards, at least
Cypher's
we
been
have
picked
still
more
a
than
bit of
Killjoy,
no utility
and
actually
his
left.
footsteps
The
are
recon
also
shot
really
just
good
came
with
out.
like
This is gonna be huge
triggering
right now.
alarm
They're gonna have
bots
to jump
and
out,
turrets.
as soon as the poison
So he's
cloud
like a
is
good
done,
counter to
here's
Killjoy
perfect
and
crossfire
Raze.
set up for Envy.
And
Unfortunately
from what
there,
I've
and
seen
it's
on
gonna
Breeze,
be,
those
you know what,
agents aren't
the
picked
fourth
very
pistol
often.
round so
I don't
far,
know if
should I
what's
say
going on in
4
your
maps,
streams,
Sophie?
but
2, 4,
in
6, 8.
EU,
I
those
had to
agents
count
aren't picked
my
often.
fingers
I've seen
online.
some
So there is
Cypher,
that
but I haven't seen
systematic,
any
exactly.
Killjoy in a
So not too
while,
bad here for Envy
and
overall.
Raze either.
Yeah.
We messed around with
You
Raze
know
a
what?
little bit
I
on
was
Breeze, but
just
it
counting the
just
total
seems
before. I was like, how
It
many
feels
bats?
inferior.
yeah, that doesn't that just sounds wrong.
Like realistically, the verticality
Nonetheless,
could be
though.
good, but there's not really that much.
The
There's
vibe
not
of
really that
coming
much you can
in
do.
Gen G, no force. That's where Envy has struggled. But remember, like on
Yeah.
map 1, they almost lost just a straight up pistol round
Yeah.
against Gen G. So this is not a guaranteed win for Envy at all.
And like, this is a stacker again, right? So they're gambling towards the A side. If they could crossfire or get a little bit of a aggress,
Dude, someone in my
control towards
chat
the
is
shower
talking
side,
about
yes, they pick up a couple of weapons. If they force Envy
like
to
what
run
is this
back
shit called?
towards that
Trading
B side,
off
well, at
picks.
least nature's there
What do you
to
think about
control
that,
and delay
Spencer,
more.
in the
So
pro
great
scene?
start so
So
far
like
for our
What do you
you
mean?
lock
At
in
least Marvin's
Sova,
up
and then the
there
other
to
team
just
locks
straight
in a
out press.
pick, and then your team locks in something, and then they lock in something, and you're like,
Like a MOBA?
yeah. Do you think that
Don't
that
know.
should be in this game? What do you think?
Maybe one day, once there's enough agents and there's like literal like hard counters, then there needs to be like a banning phase and a drafting phase.
Yeah, but I
now-
don't like the idea of having hard counters in a game like this. I don't think it should ever be like that. Because then it steers
kinda
to
happens, though, huh?
I don't-
If they're saying they're going to add 6 agents a year or something, which I'm sure they're not going to do that many, then there's going to be a time when like they kind of have to have counters. It's like, oh, I have an agent that has an EMP, and like maybe there's an agent like maybe one day teams that run KO, the other team just doesn't run any duelists. Like KO is kind of an annoyance to Jets. And
That's true. KO is fucking a terror to Jets.
so annoying because when you're feeling like you're about to make a peek, you get silenced and you're like, well, all right, I guess I won't peek.
oh, I'm about to dash. I'm about to entry. Oh, I'm silenced. All right, we gotta wait 8 seconds. My bad.
Oh, I have Bladestorm out? Oh, no, I don't anymore.
Let's wait 8 seconds. Wait 8 seconds. I'll classic someone. Give me a sec.
A little bit of a race as they drift past each other in hookah. There's the nades again, flying out in both directions. Neither one really doing significant damage. There's a blast pack onto site, and I love the maneuver.
Dude, look at
to
these
give them
balls that
Yeah.
Breeze on
easy
here.
control, and Victor is just going to continue that charge. The paranoia misses.
They were super confident in the fact that nobody's sight and they're playing double guard.
Sight's been lost.
I didn't actually look at the start of the round for them to know that, but oh my
This is huge. I
god.
mean, Victor is just popping off at this
They
point.
are
This
feeling
is the level
themselves.
of play we wanted to see from him when we talked
Dude,
about him
the Phantom's
underplaying in the
dirty
previous
when
series.
people
Now,
do
the
shit
wall
like
was
that.
out long, it's been broken.
Isn't it weird
It's a
that
2-on-4.
EU
This is
almost
a
exclusively
incredible
uses
hit
Vandal
around
and NA almost
and
exclusively
beat
uses
them.
Phantom?
They can. At this point,
And NA
I
wins?
asked you. I mean, well, EU, why so quiet? J9 mod check. You know, I remember all the spams. Don't worry.
But I was never wrong.
Take it, Mark.
You were.
I was
You
always
were
right.
Not wrong,
You
yeah.
were calling it from day one.
But you can see Guimond
They
already
hated
came
him
out, so
because he
Sean
spoke
on
the
his own.
truth.
They heard the portal sound,
I
that's
mean-
what allowed Sean to go bait and
That's
switch
what it
that
is,
play.
man.
But still, it's
It sucks.
number 11.
I only use the
7
Vandal.
rounds now separate,
I just
and
think it's I know how good the Phantom is. I know,
it's a
but I can't. I
massive
just
divide
the
that
Vandal is
has
too much
formed
fun to
between
use.
these two teams.
I think the
What I was trying to
main
mention here is you
difference
see
is
this
the
attack wall that
tracers,
comes
dude.
out for
It's
FNL,
huge.
right?
Yeah,
So
being
the
able to
fact that
spam
it's
without
out
getting spammed
towards
back.
the site from Hookah, Mar stays
It's amazing.
so big. So he's pretty
You just
much
get random
more
kills with the
trying to
Phantom that you
go-
can
we're-
never get
we're
with the
trying to
Vandal.
gain
Like
Yeah.
just spraying and
as
just
they
random
close the
dinks
hand
across the
back,
map.
so, okay, he spots 2 players down.
I actually kind of feel
Trying
like
to shoot him
we were
down.
talking about it
He
today.
lures him towards
Maybe
the
more people buy
mountainside,
Vandal
which then
in
allows for
EU
the
than
rest of
NA
the
because a
enemy
lot
to
of
push
teams
out
run
towards
Brim,
back
and I feel
side.
like the
Especially with
stimmed
opener
Vandal
that
is
he's got with his
maybe even
first
better
kill
than the
over
Phantom.
Brewster towards the back of the site. So
Really?
very well
I
done
hate
for
the
Envy
stim on
to
the
control
Vandal.
the map and take
I hate
more
it.
ground and push towards that spawn side to get
That's
that
what Steel
victory there.
says.
So
Why do I
very
want
tough
stim
round
pack on my
for
Vandal? It just makes
NG,
me miss
and they're
bullets
gonna be,
faster.
Yep.
such a
Yep.
broken bind
Well,
right now.
Such a
Zero
Steel
right
thing to
full
say,
four.
isn't it?
Indeed, it was in that previous round. A bulldog out from Michael. Who just had
Makes
to
me
try to
miss
waste utilities
bullets
at the
fast.
beginning, and that's early utility already dispensed. So we're gonna have have a late re-hit later on here for Envy.
Oh my god.
Dude, Marv.
Oh my god.
God.
He goes for the shadow step.
Brim can't do that. I'm not gonna lie. Brim can't do that.
That's true. Brim cannot do that at all.
From the Viper util and gets free kills, and now he's in heaven. They have no idea what he's doing. He's a snake in the grass, and he's slithered past the defense. The flash is perfect from Sean, and yet again, Sean is in a clutch position. We've seen him there so many times before, but it's a 1v3 with 46 health. A slow orb lands on top of his path as soon as he goes for the peak. Even if he gets the kill on Mummy, he's stuck. So
I want a character that's upside down.
Unlikely that it was going to work.
What?
12-4.
Their head is at their head is at their leg. And their legs is at their head.
Dude, that would be so insane.
That's their ult. They flip.
You have to go for like foot shots.
I'm not gonna lie, that actually sounds pretty fun. Like funny, if nothing else.
Where does your vision come from? Does your vision come from your like low?
Yeah, I think you'd be on like low to the ground. Yeah, like I think it'd actually change your first person model.
It's like your just heads dragging on the floor.
You're like running around like a boombot.
Yeah, you'd be like or a dog or something. Yeah.
And Marv is looking, oh no, for another flank with his ult, but that forces JMD out of position, and Victor capitalizes on a kill.
That's so. I've never heard that one. That's insane.
I feel like my brain that took inspiration from CS. People remember how like their cheating is so bad in CS that the cheaters have to cheat against cheaters, and they have like the anti-headshots, and they flip like the models, and all of a sudden their head isn't where their head is and shit like that. That's what I was thinking. That's where my brain was.
I know what you're talking.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I do.
Okay.
But I only know what you're talking about because I would watch you play like matchmaking, which is the only place that exists.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
That's the.
They just got out.